I think the signature thing is a really great high five to an athlete. They even play better in their own signature product. When I first got to Nike around the end of 1983, this was such a strong running company and really so vital, I believe, to the performance runner.
We've always been focused on just partnering really closely with the athletes to make sure that we get their insights. And it really, to be honest, it always starts with how they want to play and the performance that we provide, but a really significant element for them is to be able to express themselves on the court.
We initially, actually in tennis, with John McEnroe, that was our first signature line of product in terms of head to toe and telling a story about McEnroe. Then it was, okay, the same design team, actually her name was Diane Katz. She was a designer in apparel. She was challenged with Michael Jordan, Chicago, telling the story around Michael. That became the next emphasis and about an individual. And that was pretty revolutionary, at least from an apparel point of view. Those two were both revolutionary.
I honestly think and you can go back to when Michael's first shoe, the Jordan 1, was banned.
The NBA came to him and said, when they saw that first shoe that he was going to wear, it was going to be a black Air Jordan, and the rules were much more restringent, and they were team color, white shoe, pretty much. And so, who's this rookie wearing this black shoe? So they said they're going to fine him $1,000 a game to wear that shoe. And so then we negotiated and kind of did a multicolored white shoe that had red in it, and but it's it ended up being an iconic, cool Air Jordan 1.
That really started, I think, the focus, the attention, and that started to really reshape what the sneaker game is today. Athletes that have the opportunity to work on a shoe tend to take a really, really high degree of interest in the product.
MJ, I would say he has a natural sensibility about design and about next level and trying to get every advantage that he possibly can. He doesn't lose any arguments or any conversations. I mean, he's a very focused kind of guy. But I believe that he also is extremely curious. I think curiosity is the key ingredient of design.
I personally had a chance to work with LeBron on some of his shoes. I worked with Kevin Durant on some of his shoes. I've been around the team as they've worked with Kobe and Kyrie Irving and Paul George and those athletes, and they're all super passionate about that because ultimately they're putting their signature or logo on a shoe.
Fashion used to almost be an F word for a performance brand, but I think we've become way more comfortable in our skin, in our fashion skin, with guys like Russell Westbrook kind of leading the way a little bit.
When we work with them, it always starts with, all right, let's start from the beginning. Let's listen to what they want. What do you need the shoe to be able to do for you? What do you want to feel like when you're wearing the shoe? And then that sort of give and take, that partnership, usually starts just from a lot of conversation, and then it builds, it iterates, it grows, and then LeBron, I think, is a good example where he, I think, has a high degree of trust with the team that he's working with right now, because they've worked together for some time, but you better believe he wants to be there every couple months, getting to take a look at how the product's shaping up, how the colors are coming to life, how the stories are coming to life, to make sure that it's really authentic.
Kobe is perhaps the most innovative person. He's just so bright and such a kind of intuitive insight. But he had to be. It's almost like each successive player is you're up against more challenges and bigger issues. Even from as awesome as Michael Jordan is, okay, now everybody's trying to beat that ability. And then, then Kobe has to come in and do whatever, and then LeBron has to be who he is. I think the role of lifestyle and performance kind of blending today a lot more is a big factor, because what you're doing on and off the court is really big.
Almost anybody that's loves sneakers or has played the game of basketball, they have a story probably about a particular shoe. I remember the first time I saw the Jordan 4, as a kid growing up, and thinking, oh my word, I know it's Michael Jordan, but I don't know what, that was the first thing, what is that? And it changed my life, literally, because from that moment on, it all became about how do I get that?
Back in the day when I was growing up, the way you expressed yourself was an automobile. That was probably the best way you could kind of be really perceived as cool. And I believe that same energy or spirit transferred from automobiles to shoes. Another form of transportation in a sense.
Fun to see how excited the players get and how involved they get and how passionate they get about it. It's been really cool to see that sort of evolve, and what we're just trying to do is continue to be a little bit more scripted, more precise about the right times, the right stories, and to make sure that we get that story actually out to the consumer and out to the people in the market.